Pamela, I really appreciate you joining us here at the Pay Symposium. It's been fantastic. You did a wonderful presentation yesterday, and I'm excited for some folks to get a little bit of a sneak peek of what you were talking about. Do you mind just sharing what you guys do and who you are and what you do?
Sure. So I am Pamela Norton. I am the CEO and founder of Borsetta, and we are a cybersecurity and AI asset management platform. Really very high level, okay? People are like, what does that mean? And what it means is that we are securing the data at the chipset level. So as everyone knows, microchips are embedded in everything, right? Mm-hmm. It could be a sensor that's embedded in your body that's giving you insulin, right? It's the chip that's in your cell phone. And so we are securing not only the data, but we're securing control of the IP and the owner of that chipset to be able to determine who is provisioned to have their data. But we're also securing it actually on the hardware. So instead of it having to go up to the cloud, it's what we call the edge economy, right? So more and more data is being pushed to these devices to process using AI and machine learning and all of this. And so as that data is being processed, we're securing it at the chipset level, we're encrypting it, and then we also allow it to find the best path out from a communications perspective, so whether it goes through Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, so it has this intelligence to find the best way and the fastest way out. So it's extremely helpful for situations like for the government that we're working with, is to ensure that these autonomous devices are able to do their job, right? And what's happening is you have a lot of spoofing and you have a lot of jamming with communications to try to disrupt those. And our chip is going to help ensure that the data gets out, gets processed, so they can get real-time information as to what's going on. So
what got you so excited about securing this data all the way down at the chip layer level?
Yeah.
That's not something like you just wake
jump
up
into.
one day
Right.
and like,
yeah.
hey, I want to do this.
Because everyone says, what do you know about microprocessors? What do you know about quantum computing and all of this? So we started out trying to solve a problem a couple years ago within the luxury market. So it was the jewelry market, and we had some nanotechnology that we were connecting to a physical asset, diamonds, jewelry, and created a new digital title using the blockchain. So the blockchain gave us the ability to create, for the first time, a digital tamper-proof record of the asset. So I really knew what I was buying, right? Because there's all this murkiness, and the problem today is, how do you really know what you're buying? Is it counterfeit? Is it fraud? It's just, it's a huge billion-dollar industry that we went out to solve that problem. And then about a year ago, we came across some unique technology from DARPA, which is the Department of Defense Research Agency, with some interesting technology at the chipset level. And that's how we ended up going down the path and going after this opportunity with the Air Force to develop this new chip to solve the problem of ensuring that devices, any autonomous devices for the Air Force, whether it's a drone or autonomous vehicle, could be secured, right? We know the provenance of the chip, right? We can do that. We know the track and trace, that it came from a facility that doesn't have any malware or Trojans, and that it's also secure data. So it was a unusual path to go from, because everybody's like, how do you go from securing diamonds to military chips? And I said, well, diamond chip is valuable and a military chip is valuable. So, and it just gives us the opportunity to really provide a full solution versus just a one solution for a particular industry. So
how do you see this fueling innovation in the payment space?
Yeah, so this is where it gets really kind of sci-fi, right? People are like, where you're talking about machine-to-machine economy. And so because we're pushing more and more data down at the machine level, right? So the future is payments will be taking place machine-to-machine. So you don't need a middleman to say, oh, let's say this drone did this service and it just, did a surveillance of this whole casino and, was doing an evaluation or an estimate. So that drone is doing a job. So that drone should have a wallet, right? Because it's doing a job. And so how is that wallet, right? It's securing the data. It says, hey, I just did this whole survey. It's $1,000. That wallet will then be connected with the wallet of whoever's paying that particular bill. So you're bypassing all of this paperwork, right, today. And yes, all of these people that are processing paperwork and machine to machines are making those transactions. So it's a totally revolutionary, right, concept. And I think what people are struggling with is, okay, well, who's going to be the custodian of those payments? Who's going to be in the middle? Is there going to be someone in the middle? Is there going to be somebody that's doing the escrowing of those payments until that whole job is done? And so it's an exciting time, and it's exciting to be around people who see the vision and companies who recognize that there will be entire industries that will be disrupted and will be gone. And I think there's something with by 2027 maybe 50 or 70% of the S&P 500 will no longer exist. So you have this, it's like what companies will just be like Blockbuster, right? It's like, how did they just go from being, everyone went and got a movie to be completely vaporized, right? Gone.
So we've talked a lot at the conference about artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these different things to make our lives more seamless, I guess you could say. How do we help others not think of all the doom and gloom that comes along with it? Because in one of my other conversations, we were talking about, well, it's replacing some staff. It's replacing people's... You mentioned the drone. They're doing the survey. Normally, they probably have 10, 12 people do that job. How do we leverage this technology without taking away from the economy itself?
Right, yeah. So that's where I see the value of all of this online learning. You know, you've got master classes, you have so much free information on the internet that people can get educated and people can learn about, okay, this is coming, it's going to happen. So if I'm an accountant, how do I prepare myself? Because I'm not going to be doing all of this reconciliation anymore. There's no more paperwork reconciliation. So am I going to be overseeing all of those machines that are transacting? Am I going to oversee the person that's writing the algorithms to figure out how we're going to charge these customers? Like, you have to educate yourself. You've got to put yourself out there and realize that there are opportunities. And there's opportunities for you to advance and to participate in this new economy. If you were a truck driver, right? Again, it's all about how will those algorithms for those autonomous trucks be developed. You have a lot of insight as a truck driver, right? You know all of the issues that you dealt with being on the road. You can take your learnings and help these mathematicians and developers write the best apps, right, and do the best development for this new economy. Or you could be buying, 5 autonomous trucks, and you could have a business, right? So you're not behind the truck driving it, but you can have a company that is providing that service. And so I really want people to, again, there are so many incredible classes, so many schools across this country that are providing great courses, whether they're 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and just put yourself out there. I think companies need to really invest in their people to understand the impacts of AI within a corporate structure, right? How you're going to be retraining staff, how people are not afraid about the job that they're going to lose, but how they're inspired by, wow, this is really cool. I'm going to be doing something it's scary, but it's also revolutionary, and it's also a place that I can continue to support my family. So that's my whole, I think there is a tremendous, this is the most transformational economic, I think, opportunity of my career that I've seen this lifetime. So I want people to really be excited about it versus, oh my gosh, robots are going to do everything. It's like, well, they're going to do a lot, but there still needs to be people to help direct what they're going to do.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
If you were to be speaking with somebody about the event, how would you describe the #Pay Symposium event? How would you do that?
So I'd say it's what I found is a group of innovative thinkers, people who have been in the payment side for many, many years, which is kind of surprising to see people that have been there, done that, participating, which I think is great. And we've also seen a lot of really young people who are inspired by this new economy. And so I feel it's been a great experience just because you have such a diversity. You've got very well-known banks and executives to, again, emerging startup companies that we have a chance to share our vision, and we have a chance to possibly participate with some of the bigger companies that believe in our technology and what we're doing. So it's a nice mix.
So who would you suggest attend a Pay Symposium and why?
So I think anyone, really think about it, any company, C-level executive that is trying to understand how their business is going to evolve over the next 3 to 5 years from a payments perspective, from an asset management perspective, from a innovation perspective on just where is the market and how is it moving. I think it's all types of companies, right? Whether you're in supply chain management, whether you're in, again, digital asset management, there's just such a transformation taking place. And the more that you can just get educated and connect up with people that are really doing projects. And I think the other problem is everybody uses these buzzwords. They use AI all the time. They use blockchain. And I've been fortunate to be in this space and seeing a lot that's happened over the last couple of years. And you just have to get rid of all of the buzz and all of the whatever and get to it, because you'll be disrupted.
Fantastic.
So.
Is there anything that you want to close out with that you got to make sure that the audience hears?
Oh, I think the most important thing is to learn, right? Is to just consistently read, learn, get involved, participate in events like Pay Symposium, because this market is moving so fast. Technology is just evolving so quickly that you'll be left behind.
Fantastic. Yeah. Thank you so very much.
Absolutely. Thank you.